Short time in God's Word. Today's readings, Exodus 20, Job 38, Luke 23, and 2 Corinthians chapter 8. Well, we have to go to Exodus 20. It's the Ten Commandments. And it's the first time there's something written down where God is giving a set of instructions of how life should go. And as you are probably aware, there are two tablets were given to Moses. And the first part are how we relate to God, and the second part of the commandments are how we relate to others. And so I'm just going to read through this part of the chapter. Start at verse 2. I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. So just a reminder who I am, right? At verse 3. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord, your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity on the fathers, on the children, to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant, your female servant, your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gate. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. When all the people saw the thunder and the flashes of lightning and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled as they stood far off. And they said to Moses, You speak to us, we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, lest we die. Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin. The people stood far off, while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. They're pretty straightforward, right? Like, these aren't that complicated to figure out, and how we interact with one another, how we interact with God. Jesus takes the law and sums it up in what? Love God, love others. And so you do that, you'll be doing well. But it's interesting, these last couple verses here, not at the end of the chapter, but just verses 18 to 21, where the people are afraid of God, and we don't want God to speak to us. Now, there's a holy reverence that we're to have for God, a holy fear. That's healthy, that's right. But here's the good news of Jesus Christ. God speaks to us today, and you don't have to be afraid. Now, if there is sin, right, Moses says, hey, that fear of him may be before you so that you don't sin. A holy fear helps you not to sin. That's a good thing. And as you read the Word and as you listen to God speak to you through His Word and by His Spirit to you, if you just have this casual, he's just the guy upstairs, he's just my pal, he's my buddy, yeah, maybe you won't treat sin the way it needs to be treated. But if you have that holy reverence, this is God we're talking about. God of the universe. God has created me. The things that he puts forward for me to do or not to do are for my best and for my good and for his glory. And so in that, I want to honor him in all that I do and all that I say. And so the fear comes in, and that translates to, yeah, I don't want to do these things. That's going to hurt God. And it hurts me, and it also often will hurt those around me. And so it's interesting how, even from the beginning, there was this reverence, there was this holy fear, and yet in that, God uses it so that they would recognize sin for what it was, a separating thing from a holy God. And so, 10 Commandments. love God, love others. Till next time, keep growing little by little.